Welcome to Chew on This, the podcast where we bite into the real issues behind chronic health struggles and finally digest what's really going on. Let's face it, too many people are stuck in a cycle of prescriptions, procedures, and promises that never get to the root of their problems. Fatigue, brain fog, pain, hormonal chaos, you've been told it's normal or just aging. But if you're ready to chew on the truth, spit out the noise, and finally take control of your health, you're in the right place. I'm Dr. Sean Chew, and each week I'll bring you real talk, real science, and real tools to help you feel like you again. Let's dig in. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you told yourself this year is going to be different, only to carry the weight of last year right into January and beyond? Today is January 1st, 2026, and if you're anything like many of my patients, this time of year comes with mixed emotions: hope, pressure, motivation, and maybe a little fear that things won't actually change. So first, let me say this. Happy New Year. I'm really glad you're here. Whether you're listening to this on a quiet morning, driving somewhere, or just trying to catch your breath before the year starts moving fast, I want you to know something. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to start over. And you don't need to have it all figured out today. As a chiropractor and functional medicine practitioner, this is the time of year when I see a lot of people come in feeling frustrated with their bodies, disappointed in themselves, or carrying guilt about what they didn't do last year. And every year, I remind them of the same thing. Where you are right now makes sense. Your body, your health, your life, it didn't arrive here overnight. And that's exactly what today's episode is about. Because everything that brought you to this moment, every detour, every setback, every choice happened for a reason. So today, I want to share a personal story, not just about my career, but about how detours shape us and how the same patterns I live through professionally are the ones I see patients live through with their health every single day. If you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever felt behind, if you've ever wondered how you ended up here, this episode is for you. Let's dig in. Last month, I celebrated the 30th anniversary of my 21st birthday. And when a birthday like that rolls around, especially one that starts a new decade of life, you can't help but reflect. I found myself thinking about who I was at 15 years old. At 15, I still wanted to be an astronaut. Not just any astronaut, I wanted to be the first person to walk on Mars. I had big dreams, big plans. I wanted to be the Neil Armstrong of my generation. And now at 51, I sometimes ask myself, what happened to that kid? Did he give up? Did setbacks tear him down? Or did life simply take him somewhere different than he imagined? And here's what I know for sure now. The best laid plans don't always pan out. And when that happens, we get a choice. We can sit in disappointment, replaying what didn't go the way we wanted, or we can learn from it and recognize this truth. Everything that happened is happening and will happen for a reason. At 15, my life started to shift. Music began taking center stage. Piano, choir, musicals. I was practicing 1 to 2 hours of piano a night. Music lit me up in ways science and math no longer did. That path led to competitions, orchestras, scholarships, and eventually to conducting. I went on to graduate school for choral conducting, and then just before finishing, everything fell apart. I was told I wouldn't be graduating. The details matter less now than how it felt. I was heartbroken, and more than that, I was ashamed. Instead of seeing it as a setback or a redirection, I told myself a story. I'm not good enough. I failed. This is my fault. And that story followed me for years. even when I was conducting successfully, even when the evidence said otherwise. In fact, I had 2 teaching jobs when I didn't have any experience teaching, but because I felt inadequate as a teacher, I thought getting a graduate degree in conducting would solve the problem. Have you ever thought that if you just knew more information, that would change things for you? This is what I thought would happen in a graduate program. As it turned out, I didn't learn anything more about conducting that I didn't already know. I did, however, learn more about music history, research, and other things, but as far as the art of conducting, I realized I just needed more practice, not education. Eventually, that shame of not completing my graduate degree spilled into every part of my life. I felt stuck. I sat on the couch, feeling sorry for myself, not showing up for anyone, not even myself. Until my wife finally said, "Enough. Get up, get a job. I don't care what kind. Just get to work." That moment changed everything. One thing led to another, and I landed at American Airlines. That turned into a 19-year career in customer service, international sales programs, flight attendant, instructor, and management level work. After the first 3 years of flying, I stepped on the scale, and to my shock, I had gained 30 pounds. I told myself something has to change. So I went back to school. I became a chiropractor, and I earned 2 more master's degrees. It's now 2026, and I can say this with clarity. My life looks nothing like my 15-year-old self imagined, and it is so much better. And here's why I'm telling you all of this. Because my career journey isn't really about my career. It's about how humans respond to detours. Every major turn in my life came from one of 2 things: a setback I didn't plan for, or a choice I didn't think I had to make. And for a long time, I made the same mistake that I see so many patients make with their health. I interpreted setback as failure, not feedback. I thought if this didn't work out, something must be wrong with me. And when you believe that, you don't move forward, you freeze. That's exactly what happens in health. A diagnosis you didn't expect, a body that doesn't respond the way it should, lab work that comes back normal, even though you don't feel normal, weight that won't budge no matter how hard you try. And slowly, quietly, a story forms. My body is broken. I messed this up. It's too late. That's the same story I told myself when my music career didn't go according to plan. And just like with health, the problem wasn't the setback. The problem was what I decided it meant. Because here's the truth I've learned, both in my own life and in working with patients. A setback is not a stop sign. It's a fork in the road. And every fork asks the same question. Will you stay stuck in judgment, or will you move forward with curiosity? When I finally got off the couch and took any job, my life didn't magically improve overnight. But motion returned, and motion changes trajectory. That's the same rule that applies to your health. You don't need perfection. You don't need motivation. You don't even need confidence. You need motion in the right direction. And direction starts with acceptance, not giving up, not settling, but honest acceptance. This is where I am. This is what my body is telling me. And this is where we move forward from. That's why your health journey and my career journey are the same story. Different details, same lesson. Everything that happened for a reason. So as we step into 2026, I want to invite you to do one powerful thing. Accept where you are without judgment. If you want to lose weight, you're in the right place. If you're tired, frustrated, or not enough, know that you are enough. If you're ready to grow mentally, emotionally, and physically, you belong here. Next Monday, January 5th, we begin a brand new series across the podcast, YouTube, and school community. We're talking about real transformation, the 3 T's of physical and mental transformation. So join me, join the conversation, and let's make 2026 the year we stop fighting where we are and start building who we're becoming. For now, I'm Dr. Chu at your service. If today gave you something to chew on, share with a friend, hit subscribe, and visit InnerHealthInstitute.com for more tools to help you take back your health naturally. Next episode, we're going even deeper. You won't want to miss it. Until then, I'm Dr. Sean Chu at your service.